Okay, so Vale, why don't you start? Why were you interested in hosting a learning lab?
Well, first of all, we had the opportunity of having a coach that could help us and guide shared reading in our classroom. Also, it was one of our team goals, our team goal was to focus on shared reading. And this was a great opportunity for the whole team to be involved in authentic shared reading with a second grade class, and a way to really really have our students in an environment where we could have shared reading and have people observe. So if we had the chance to do that. So that was why I was very interested in doing it. Also, it was a great experience for me as a learner to know how to do that in a way that was engaging and fun and with an appropriate book. So it was a great opportunity.
Awesome. And what about you, Ali? Why did you sign up to participate in it?
I signed up to participate when I was thinking back on just any learning event that I had participated in as a teacher. Some of the most powerful and I would say lasting experiences were when, as a team, we were able to collaborate and co-plan things together, but then being able to actually observe other teachers in action so you can see how it looks, how it sounds, how it feels to be in the classroom has always been really powerful. And a learning lab seemed to kind of tick all of those boxes. And it seemed like a lot of fun.
When you signed up to sort of, well, what did you expect? What were you thinking?
I expected, my hope was to just grow around a component of literacy that I really had no experience with. We had been talking as a team about shared reading as a way to get all eyes on a text. And I'd always heard about it being used in lower elementary, K2, first grade, but not so much as a second grade part of literacy. So I was really excited to see it in action and just to not only observe the lesson, but then I'd participated in a learning lab before, and those deep conversations that you have in the debrief part of the whole protocol, I was hoping just to kind of continue to grow my learning in that area and be able to name some of the student learning that we saw and, you know, have a better understanding of what to be looking for in my own classroom.
Awesome. Okay, so how was the lab student-centered?
I really enjoyed the protocol for the learning lab, and the pre-brief helped focus the observation on student learning. So one of the things that we did that was really helpful was we charted the learning outcome look-fors. So the shared reading experience was observing Vale doing a nonfiction text and specifically listening to students and how they use their teacher voice when reading a nonfiction text. And so when we all got together and did this pre-brief and charted the look-fors specifically for that outcome, you know, it was powerful to chart or jot down to some of the things we wanted or expected students to be doing. And even some of the things that we would notice that kids who maybe were not engaged in the lesson, like some of the look-fors for that as well. So that when we went into the observation, you were focused on the students sitting on the carpet, listening and engaging in that activity. And you're not, I think sometimes when you're watching a teacher teach, your eyes are drawn to the actual teacher. And this helped us stay focused on the students and how they participated, or maybe how they weren't participating, and some of the reasons or implications for why that was happening. Were they language learners? Was this a text that was too above their level? So I think just the protocol really helps it stay focused. And then after that observation, again, that debrief where we go through the different rounds, and round one, you know, the conversation is just on the student evidence, really helps it stay focused on that learning component.
Mm-hmm. And for you, Vale, as the host, what was it for you, like that being student-centered?
Well, we had been following some lessons right before this learning lab, and it was very positive because we could always go back to something we kept saying to students, which was reading is thinking. So we kept going back to that. And students already knew this. So it was very organic for them to have this learning lab after all these lessons. We could keep going back to the strategies that we had tried before. And it was all about them trying these strategies, trying new strategies, trying it all together. And at one point when you could tell that maybe they were all, maybe they're losing their stamina. They could also notice that we were all sitting, they were all sitting at the rug, right? So they could see their partner, their peers trying the same. And that was also a motivation for them. And also for them, students already knew that the teachers were gonna come and observe. So I feel like nobody was really looking around to see like, oh, like teachers, and also teachers, we knew that we weren't the ones being observed. That was very helpful in having the focus beyond students and really them giving it a try. And if we needed to give them more time, if we needed to try it again, that was perfect. And we did it, or we gave them those extra seconds. And it really felt very natural as they were really trying these new strategies, and it wasn't really us teaching something, and it was all about the teaching. It was all about the trying it out.
Mm-hmm. So that focus on that student learning, right, as opposed to just watching us teach, right?
Exactly.
Thank you guys so much for your time. That was awesome.